All right, guys. Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Thursday, July 19th, 2018. Coming in the evening, I'm going to be busy in the morning, so let's get to it. As usual, if something significant happens in the morning, I'll put something out there. Netflix, take a look here. We're going to start off with Netflix because it is kind of moving the market a little bit in terms of this reversal really helped the market. 50-day moving average sitting right above it. So, we didn't expect a bounce up here right away. We want to see now if the 50 holds. Do we hold this range in here? If we can hold that range, it's going to be pretty good. How it gets up here, we can't predict that. Maybe it consolidates and runs. Maybe it goes right away. Maybe it fails. But I think failure is the least likely scenario right now. Otherwise, this probably would not have happened. So we're watching this level. Maybe we could even take a little shot and just take a little nibble here, and use a little bit of a loose stop, just because. And think about it here. If we risk 10 points and this thing runs here, we're talking about 50 points just to get back to top of the range. We're looking at 5-1. So even if we don't have probabilities on our side, the reward to risk is so high that we could go ahead and do this. And I will tell you guys, in my more aggressive account, I have already done that. So something to think about, even if you don't see me do it. I have done it, and it's something that you can think about. Remember, if you lose, it's okay. You say to yourself, I only lost 10 points. It was a small risk, and I only need to be right on these things like 30% of the time to make a lot of money when you're talking about 5-1. So that's the way you have to look at it. You have to think about math a little more than the setup itself, even though the setup itself is pretty good. So we're going to watch Netflix very, very carefully. The sweet spot is if it fills the gap here, and it basically totally invalidates the gap down and gets back up over round number 400, which would also be where this gap level was. That would be the very easy entry. So we'll keep an eye on Netflix. Getting back to the market here, we're sitting above 280 now, and this was the best case scenario for this week, was to get up over 280, and we've got that now. So now we're thinking, okay, we got 275 to 280. Actually, we got 270 to 270 to these remounts. Then we got from there to 280, and now we're looking at 280 to 285. Can we get to the all-time highs? So, and then heading into the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, we don't want to go below these levels, especially if we get a little below 280, that'd be okay. I do not want to get below the 9 EMA, so we're going to watch that level very closely. Qs, we're already there. So, broke all-time highs when it got in here, and then it broke all-time highs again yesterday, today. I would hope there's a little consolidation actually in here, just because it's moved so fast. 10 points on the Qs is a pretty big move. And then IWM has been lagging, was helped today with some of the areas that moved. Airlines, very strong with UAL's earnings. Commodities were really strong today. Retail, picking back up. So IWM is looking good, and we always like when IWM's doing good, because that means the mid caps are doing well and the smaller stocks are doing well, and that's what we want to see. IBB, XBI, our biotech ETFs consolidating right under the breakout range, so we're going to watch these levels very closely. Oil, I considered taking a bounce shot today, but decided against it, even though volume has been pretty good the last 2 days. Just decided not to take it. I've got enough positions, and oil has not been convincing at this point. Financials, very strong today. So we're going to keep an eye on financials. I'm not putting a ton or any on my watch list right now, but I definitely want to pay attention to financials. And now let's get to our current positions, which will also lead us to an area we watch, which is Brazil. And we've had a really nice run in Brazil. We're in 1990 to 2175 now. A day of consolidation. I wouldn't mind if there was another day or two consolidation, and then we get the next big push up and get a true bottoming formation breakout. And that would get us to our target level. Huya didn't really do a whole lot today. Essentially break even, consolidating under that 40 range. We really need a break of 40. I think if we can convincingly break 40, we get to 45 or 50, which gets to our target range. IQ pulled back a little bit. I'm still really conflicted and confused about the earnings date. I think 26th is the date. That seems to be what everyone's saying, but no one has a real answer for when earnings is. And this is pretty rare for something like this to happen. It is a China IPO, and sometimes there's funny business going on. But hopefully earnings is not tomorrow. But even if it is, with 100, I don't think we'd get hurt too much if earnings happen. But if you want to play it safe, get out, just because some weird stuff could happen. But it seems to be the 26th, so we might have some time here. And that's it for, KSS, Kohl's, another, retail up strong today. We're up 2% on Kohl's, heading toward, bouncing off support, heading towards our target range. So this is exactly what we want to see. 3 new additions to the focus list: BTU, energy coal related stock, very similar to retail patterns that we've been seeing, and essentially the exact same setup as my Kohl's position. So you can see here the big run up, the consolidation, and now bouncing off of the moving averages. And coal stocks across the board were very strong today. So we could actually have entered today and enter at 44. You've got top of the range at 48. Risking a gain of 3.5 points, and we only need to risk about a point, so that would be 3 to 1. So really like BTU. Steel was very strong today. I wouldn't say breaking out because it didn't get over the range, but nice move. I'm not going to enter it, but I'm adding it to the focus list right now. And then TAL here, education and training was strong today. We got a nice breakout in TAL. When these education stocks start to move, they can really move. You can see every time this is run, it gives you 28 to 40, 35 to 46. So you get these really quick, fast runs. So if you're thinking about something, maybe take a shot here and see if this pops, and you can risk like maybe 1.5 points, and there's potential for 5 or 6 points here. So Tal, let's take a look at the earnings breakout list. Earnings season for us really started last Friday with the banks, but we don't really trade any of those big, slow banks really this week. This week starts off, a little slow. We get some big names, and it's picking up tomorrow. I think 100, it might be 100 companies are reporting. And next week, really get into it. We're going to have days where next week, the week after, where there are 400 companies reporting in one day. So this list is going to get very big. So it has started slow. I only have 3 stocks on my earnings breakout list. And by the way, guys, mentorship session Sunday morning, I'm going to talk about earnings and earnings season. So definitely, if you can wake up early and check that out. I did it on a Sunday. So, a lot of you won't be working on Sunday that work during the weekdays. You can make the time Sunday morning, 7:30 Pacific and 10:30 Eastern. GWW, nice breakout, low volume, low float, heavy volumes, got some short interest. Definitely watching here. Now, we're not just going to jump in. We have to wait for patterns to develop, but definitely one to watch. UAL, United Airlines, big breakout. I'm watching to see now how the other airlines do, because oftentimes one does this and they all kind of tend to do the same things. I don't like that it's just gapping to the range. If we look at where the range has been, I like the gap breakouts to break the range. So what I'd like to see now is a breakout pullback, so we don't have to worry about the top of the range. And then CDMO was yesterday, and then kind of a weird pattern here. It's a biotech, so that's to be expected. Low floater, heavy volume coming in, so we'll keep our eye out on this one as well. And the only gap down I have right now is, of course, Netflix. Stocks that we're watching, all the same stuff. Outside of the new positions, I haven't really added anything, so I'm not going to go over all of those again. They essentially didn't do too much today, and they're all sitting at those levels if we want to take them. So earnings season, we're getting ready for that. Watch these ETFs right now. Watch these new things we've added. BTU. Maybe I'll take a shot at BTU tomorrow. If there was anything I was going to take, it would probably be BTU. All right, guys. I'll see you guys at some point tomorrow.